Today is day 2 of Chinese New Year. We're going to be testing out our strength. So I actually have a VO2 Max test tomorrow, which means I don't want to be running too much or doing too much legs today. But we're going to do a bench and a deadlift. So if you've been following my stories or my social media, right, you'll realize I haven't done much weightlifting for, I don't know, a couple of months now since I was training for Hyrox. So I'm not sure how this is going to go. I probably have done like 3 bench sessions in the last 3 months. I don't know, once a month kind of thing. But yeah, today we're aiming for a 130 kg bench and a 210 to 220 kg deadlift. So we'll see how that goes. Last time I checked, my numbers for bench was like 125 kg and my deadlift was 200 kg. So I'm aiming for an improvement, even though I have not trained at all. And the sun is really hot. I didn't even wax my hair and I should have put sunblock. But oh well, we're not gonna like complain or make excuses. We're gonna just try our best today. Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna be doing our VO2 Max test. I'm gonna start the video with some excuses as usual. But I basically ate before the test and I'm not really supposed to do that. I think it affects your RER and your max threshold pace at the end, but you know, they didn't really give me a brief before this, so I'm just gonna wing it and see how it goes. Aside from that, I also worked out yesterday, which probably isn't the smartest thing because I went for a 200 kg deadlift and some 80 kg Bulgarian split squats. So I think that might affect the fatigue for the run, but we will see. This is what it takes to run a sub 20 minutes 5k and still deadlift 5 plates, which is 220 kg for the deadlift. We are currently doing our 100 days in a row workout challenge. I'm currently finishing it up already. It's 15 days left as of the recording of this video. So far, the training has been pretty good. There are some hiccups here and there, and I sometimes get a lot of backlash from comments saying that like I run on the treadmill or I don't record my times properly. But you gotta understand, right, that it's not that easy training 100 days in a row because I can't really optimize to go and compete in a 5k officially for the fact that like I don't really have a lot of time. I'm working full-time, I'm running social medias, I'm doing a lot of other things, and because of that I just run on the treadmill. I did compete in a half marathon throughout this period. I did also do a Hyrox Japan. I'm going to be officially doing my Hyrox Bangkok and a 5k time trial after this 100 days when I have some proper rest. But even in the last week, I've broke 5km 20 minutes sub 20 for about 4 times already. So this video is about me doing my VO2 Max. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it, but before we get into that, I'm also going to talk about the different PRs or like things I did during this 100 days. So first things first, I managed to do a 200 kg times 3 deadlift. This of course wasn't really my best effort. I can't really make a lot of excuses, but I haven't had a lot of rest this whole period. It's just been non-stop training, so my cortisol was high, really fatigued, not really getting enough sleep, but we do what we can. Aside from that, I've been dropping weight as well. So I competed in my first Hyrox at June 2025 and I was 94 kg at the start. I'm currently at 81 kg. So to still be able to deadlift 220 kg or thereabouts, I think is pretty impressive. At least I gotta say so for myself. But the plan is to of course hit this consecutively in the same day, a 5km sub 20 and a 220 kg deadlift, which I believe I can do once I properly program it and do a proper deload, because this isn't my best effort. But we did a 200 kg times 3 deadlift. We also improved our bench from 125 kg. If you saw from our last strength testing video, we're now at 130 kg, which was pretty easy. So about this approximates to about a 215 kg deadlift and a 130 kg bench, right? The goal is of course to get to the 220 kg deadlift and 140 kg bench. I also managed to get close to my one arm pull up again. I think this is also attributed to just the weight loss. It's like relative strength, because once I start losing weight, pull-ups get a lot easier. Even though I've not been training pull-ups, I've mostly been just running. I've tried to clock in about 40 to 50, even 60 km weekly mileage these few days. So I have ran sub 20, 1930. I did a 1935 km a couple days back. Of course, this was done on a treadmill, but my heart rate was only 163, which I thought was quite good. It's just like I had the capacity to do more. In terms of the VO2 Max test that you're going to see today, which I'm going to talk over right now, we started off with 12 km per hour and we moved up to 21 km per hour. It was on a slight incline to approximate that the treadmill, because the treadmill is slightly easier than road running because you don't have, I'm able to do a lot more horizontal displacement, and because as a heavier runner I can't really vertically oscillate as much. Like I don't have much bounce in my step. So treadmill of course is easier because the belt just keeps moving. If you want to learn more about that, you can just go and AI ChatGPT. I'm not an expert in running, I just run. But we started off at about 12 km per hour and we bumped it up 1 km each time per hour. So we went to 12 km per hour for a minute, and then 13 km per hour, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So this whole test took about 18 minutes if I recall correctly. My VO2 max was extrapolated to be about 59 to 62. There were some issues with my mask at the last part because I kept readjusting it. I probably just didn't put it on tight enough. I'm also taking a course to learn how to conduct this kind of analysis, body analysis, gait analysis, VO2 max testing. So I'm trying to understand my body a little bit better. But the main goal of course here is to compete in Hyrox Bangkok. I think I've said it before, I want to try and podium for this, although it's a relay competition. So it's not really determined on me alone. I have to also rely on my teammates. But I think I just don't think I'm suited for like a full Hyrox or a full 10 km or a full half marathon. Mainly because, not because I can't run, it's just because my weight is too heavy right now. It takes a long time to actually lose weight, and I don't really want to lose that much weight as well because it's gonna eat into muscle mass at this point. I'm quite lean already. So the plan here is to do relays, because relays is a much shorter distance. As a heavier runner, you have more power in your step. I don't get gassed out so much in a 2 km segment, because a relay, it's a Hyrox, a full 8 km, right? You divide it by 4 people, so you only have to do 2 km, which I thought was a lot better for my body and muscular structure. But of course, I'm going to try and do longer distance runs as well. I have some plans to do a marathon this year. I'm also doing 2 Hyroxes in Singapore, full ones, and then a relay in Bangkok, and probably Jakarta and Hong Kong after that. Of course, I'm just going to manage my other parts of my life as well. Fitness isn't the only goal. I really want to just like do well in multiple facets in life. Like, I want to make sure my investments are doing well. I want to make sure my career is progressing. I want to make sure my business is running well. And I want to make sure that like I'm taking the right steps to make sure that I'm more better socially, you know, like learning how to build relationship skills, things I'm trying to work on. But all in all, I think this was a pretty good attempt for my VO2 max. 62 isn't crazy. I haven't really done a lot of proper VO2 training, because I know VO2 training, when I went to run clubs recently, I saw how like in-depth people take their running training. Like there's ways to do like your fartlek, your Mona, your 4x4, your Norwegian 4x4. There are so many running methodologies out there which I don't really implement. For me, all I do is just run in a straight line, run in a circle, keep running. Like I don't have any methodology to my training, at least for running. I know that there's a proper way to train. I've taken some like nutrition certs, I have a PT cert as well, but for me, the most important part about working out is literally just showing up. Because I think a lot of people overcomplicate training. They overcomplicate their nutrition, they overcomplicate their training until the point when it becomes so overwhelming, right, that they don't even show up. So of course I know how to do your calorie intake, your total daily energy expenditure. I know how to do your macros and everything else. I do a bit of guesswork with it. So when I'm eating out daily, right, I try to manage my calories by looking at what I'm eating, and because I've done it for such a long time, I know roughly how much calories I'm eating. So this whole period, I've been doing more of my training through a bit of like listening to my body. Even with training, certain days I push, certain days I do intervals, certain days I do fartlek, certain days I do long zone 2 endurance runs. And because of that, I think I've adapted to it well, and I've managed to just keep showing up. So I think the moral of this story, for at least this video, is to just keep showing up. The same thing about social media. I don't really even know how to do this anymore. It's my first time doing long form content, and yeah, the point is to just keep showing up, keep doing content. If you like this sort of content, do remember to like, share and subscribe. Leave a comment below on what you think. Maybe I talk too fast. A lot of comments about my fitness and everything else, but you know, just leave whatever you think down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.